Hi, my name is Tova, and so what I want to do is just give you a little run through of a sales page and how I wrote up my sales page. So, just like I wrote in the blog post, the word sales is often thought of as something yucky or scammy or sleazy, or as if you're trying to get someone to do something that they don't want. But that is not true. If you want to sell in a way that feels good and you want to sell in a way that you're helping people, it's all about clearly communicating what you have to offer and helping people decide if you're a right fit. So you don't want to make BS claims, and I've written about that in past posts. And we've all seen it, and it feels gross. So the most important thing is that whatever you do, you make sure to take a moment and decide, does this feel good? Does this feel genuine? Would I talk to my best friend this way? Because, if you had a really good friend and you knew something that could help them, you would tell them about it, right? And you would have no problem with that. So that's the whole idea. Now, if you run a store where people can walk into your store and touch and feel and even test out the product like a new lotion, you do not need to be doing this. So this is not for you. Don't waste your time reading or watching this. But if what you're selling is any sort of program or a service, like let's say you're a nutritionist or even a yoga teacher training, a life coach, etc., if what you are selling is not something that people can actually touch and feel, then the way to communicate it is through your writing. That's also known as your sales copy. So like even if you're a photographer, right, you can show people pictures you've done, but you'll also need to write about what you have to offer and how you can do it. So let me give you a little run through. Number one is a headline. So the reason you need a headline is you want to grab people's attention, right? They get to the page and they're either deciding right away, are they interested in retreats or not? Because if someone's not interested in retreats, why waste anyone's time? So even before step one is actually ground zero. And ground zero is knowing exactly who you're speaking to. So for example, I'm speaking to someone who wants to host a retreat. They've never hosted a retreat, and honestly, they're kind of nervous. They don't know what to do. Like if someone has never hosted a retreat, but they're just ready to plunge in, then this program is not for you. This program is really for the person that wants guidance, wants help. That would be the only reason that you would even read this. So I have a very clear picture in my head of exactly who this person is. It's someone that is not ready to just jump in. They don't know anything. They don't know, what to think about in terms of the money and how to choose the right place and even how to set a retreat up. Like they don't know where to start. And so this program, I'm saying, it's specifically for that person. So ground zero is know who you're speaking to. Then you want to make sure that you're grabbing their attention, right? So imagine doing what you love while getting paid and feeling like you're on vacation, because that's what a retreat is. I've hosted retreats, and yes, they're a lot of work, but they're also a lot of fun. And so, that grabs attention. The next thing you want to do is sort of known as like a lead in. So you could ask some questions like, do you wish that you could share what you're passionate about in a gorgeous location, right? Because let's say you're a yoga teacher and you're teaching out of studios or one-on-ones, that's fun. But imagine you can be teaching, from a beautiful island, or in Costa Rica or in the Joshua trees in California, right? So if someone feels like, yeah, I want this, I want to add more fun, I want more to my regular offerings, and yeah, I want to do retreats, I want to add this to my offerings list, then the next step is to say, like, okay, well, this is what I have for you. I've got this course, and I'm going to tell you more about it. So next, what you want to do is let the person know that you understand their concerns. So, for example, actually, before that, it's always good to put in a little bit of credibility. I didn't always do this, but I've had people ask questions, and so it is a good idea. So, my credibility is that I've led retreats. My first retreat I led in 2007. So I'm saying, I haven't just read books about retreats. I'm not just coming from like an armchair reading books perspective. I'm coming from got my hands dirty. I've led several retreats and I've also gone on retreats. So I'm experienced in both being an attendee and being a host. And so I understand the full spectrum of retreats and what's involved. So I'm just letting people know, like, I've done this, I've been there. You're talking to someone who has firsthand experience. Some people will care about that, some not. Let's say you're a photographer, you might want to let people know, I've been capturing film since I was 8 years old, or I've studied at, some photography school and like I've taken a lot of great pictures. I've been in National Geographic. So sometimes close to the beginning to give a little credibility is a good idea. It just helps the person feel confident with you and makes them want to keep reading. All right, let's move on. So let the person know that you understand them. And you understand them by, like, I understand what you're sort of concerned about. So you let the person know that, I understand if you don't really know where to start or you don't know how to make a meaningful and memorable experience. A lot of people will be concerned about the money and how to figure out how to price a retreat because, pricing can be really hard to figure out. And you don't want to be losing a lot of money. The legal policies, how to market. So, I understand what my ideal client is thinking or concerned about, and I'm letting them know, like, if these are things you feel unsure about, this program is for you. So you also don't want to waste people's time, right? Like, make it really clear. If you feel unsure about this, well, this is what I can give. Now, this photo is to help people get an inside look, right? Because once you buy the program, this is like straight up screenshots. Like, this is the picture. If you get once you sign in, you're going to see all these different things. You can get the videos, you get the worksheets, you get the bonuses. This is what it looks like. So it gives people an idea like, oh, this is a digital program. This is what it's going to look like. So it gives them a visual, and for visual people, that's important. Now, throughout the page, I recommend having testimonials if you have testimonials. So I've had many people go through my course and they've been really happy and they gave me feedback that surprised me and which I was super grateful for because I didn't even realize that it would do that. So for example, this testimonial, the person helped me see that it helped them with more than just retreats. It helped them, with other events. And I was actually shocked and very grateful to hear that. So sometimes the testimonials you get from people will help you see that what you have to offer is even more than what you thought, and that's a great feeling. So this is really important. There's this idea of benefits and features, and you may have heard about this before, but it is important. So benefits is what people care about even more. So, and I'll start off by saying what a feature is. A feature is how many pages something is or how much time. So if I said you're going to get 12 hours of video and 77 pages, etc., okay, but that doesn't matter to me as much as what I'm going to get, what am I going to receive, what's the result that I'm going to feel and have after this program. And that's why this is so important. It's like I'm telling people, like, you will have the confidence to host your retreat. Because remember, my ideal client, the person who really does need this program, is the person that they don't know where to start and they don't have the confidence to just plunge in. So after this program, you will absolutely have the confidence. Peace of mind that you're making the right decision in your planning, because especially if you're going to book a center, it can be super nerve-wracking if you're putting like 5, 10 or more $1,000 down, right? And like that can be very nerve-wracking and anxiety building. So it's like, do this program, you'll get peace of mind. You'll know if you're making the right decision. You'll know what's in your budget and what's too risky. It's also going to save you hours of your time in dead-end research, because anything in the world, I deeply believe that everything on the planet, there's a way to figure it out. There's a way to find it out. And do you have to pay money for it? Not necessarily. I mean, maybe. But a lot of the time, especially in this day and age, there is a way to find out a lot of your answers. But the question is, do you want to spend hours and weeks and still feel uncertain if you've got the right info? Or do you want to save hours of your time, and just get like real deal advice from someone who's done it all already? And I think for a lot of people, time is super precious. And, that to me is a benefit. If I know that someone can save me hours and hours by giving me the best information on something I really want to know about, to me, that's worth it. So as you're thinking about the benefits, think about what is the benefit that they will get, in this. So, and just to be super clear that this isn't about, nitty gritty specifics. We get to that soon. So, and people want to feel ready. So it's like, once you do this course, later on I tell you how you get worksheets and this and that, but it's like, once you do this course, you're going to have every detail planned out for you. You're going to be ready to move on and put that retreat out there. So I let people know, like, I really and truly, I walk you through every detail from, thinking, planning, delivering, after the retreat, everything. Now, people want to know a little more. So I know the benefits. Okay, that's all of the emotional stuff. But more specifically, what exactly am I going to learn? So I basically, in this part, in a way, I'm even giving away free information, which is a nice thing to do, because if your sales page can also be educational, then you're really, really helping people. So I let people know, like, this is how I've broken up the program, and these are the things you're going to learn. And I think that some people may not even have thought about, like, oh, I need to get clear on all these things and recognize all these things. Like, if you've never hosted a retreat before, you might not realize that the date requires some strategic planning. And so just realizing that, it's like you've already got something. You already got a benefit even from reading the sales page. Because isn't that nice to, like, people's time is precious. If you can give people information via your sales page somehow, I recommend it. So, but it's also a way of letting people know exactly what they're going to learn. So then again, interspersed throughout the copy, I have testimonials of people that have taken the program and who enjoyed it. And this is important because it helps grow confidence. Now, then I get into the nitty-gritty features. So I let people know this is designed for you to do at your convenience, okay? It's do it yourself. The course is open. I let them know, see below, and I let people know that if you want to finish this super fast because you want to start getting your retreat done and out there, you can run through this over a weekend. Yes, it will be intense and it's going to require a lot of work. But, let's say you're not in a huge rush, but you want to get started because you know that in the next 8 months or so, you're going to be ready to launch. You can do it nice and slow, one key at a time. Take your time to absorb the information, think and plan. So the whole idea is that's yours to do at your own pace. I'm letting people know. I'm also letting people know that there's community support that comes with it. Some people care about this and some don't. Some just want the program, that's it. But many people like to know that they're not alone. And so if there's a way that you can create community support, I've done it to help people that way. And if you have a program that you can do that too, it's a great added benefit. All right, so now nitty-gritty feature details. So I let people know that they will get access to a members-only area with all the program content. This is where, feature the 77-page PDF, an intro video, 12 videos, 12 downloadable worksheets, checklist, access to the Facebook group, lifetime access to the course. And that means a lot, because if I upgrade the course big time, and let's say I double or triple the price, you will get lifetime access. So even if the course changes and you're getting it now at this super awesome price, it's yours forever, and you'll get the updated ones free, because once you get access to the members area, it's yours for life. So personally, as a consumer, I love when I hear that. That makes me feel really good and excited. And this is important. So you don't have to do bonuses, but bonuses can really help, make it very clear to someone like, whoa, I'm already getting all this value, but holy cow, there's even more bonuses. So I had an attorney and legal coach write up 5 keys, 5 keys that every terms and conditions contract should have. Now, of course, it's not a terms and conditions contract that you can just swipe, because you should always have a lawyer look over anything that you do, but it helps give you a framework. All right, next, swipeable email template. So this one I'm saying, you know what, this is done for you. If you want to cut and paste this and send this straight to a facility, it's basically like the questions to ask, the key things you need to ask when you are making a booking decision. I also give a resource file where I share from, past sample waivers that I've used, itineraries, promotional materials, another bonus on how to create and lead a workshop. The reason I added this was for several reasons. One, I think that this retreat course is more than just a retreat course. And I started to realize that actually from the people that took the course. They started telling me, this isn't just a retreat course. This has helped me with my workshop and event ideas. And I realized, you know what? I'm going to add in a little bit more step-by-step how to create a workshop, because not all people feel confident in how to set it up. So I just created an extra bonus. And now everything I do always comes from a soulful spirit perspective. So it's like, yes, we've got all the practicals, but I also believe that taking some time to visualize and think about what you truly want to create from your heart is really important. And I feel that my dream client, the person who wants this program, they are likely teaching and sharing something from a soulful perspective. And so my dream client will love that there's a visualization audio to help them visualize and, get really clear on their dream retreat. And then once again, the secret Facebook group. So more social proof, and then I talk about the investment. Now, here's the thing. Honestly, I had someone tell me that I could sell this for $1,000, and I know, and I've seen programs on the market that are $1,000 and that have what this course has. And not that it's a retreat course, but it could be a copywriting course, or it could be a marketing course, or it could be a branding course. And many people are charging a lot of money, but all decisions I make, I like them to feel good. I don't want to charge $1,000. I don't care if it's gonna look good or bad, but I also want people to know, like, you know what? I'm not compromising on the value. This is a really great value. And so I think it is important to let people know that. So then I like to give options too, because some people are super do-it-yourself. So you get the complete course, all the bonuses, like everything I've described, you get that, and it's $297, and that's a really good deal. But some people I know that they want the extra support. They want the one-on-one. So if you want like first class ticket, and this was a play because I think retreat, travel, I love travel, you're going to take a first class ticket or coach. Many people, they're happy with coach, but there's always going to be people who want the more premium first class. So then you get to make your choice. You can actually click on the ticket and it'll take you up to checkout. And then basically, I'd highly recommend you give a step-by-step so people feel confident. It's all about, confidence. So decide if you want a first class or coach. And I say, make your selection by clicking on the ticket that you want. I let them know you're going to be taken to a secure checkout. You can pay debit, credit, PayPal. I let them know once your payment goes through, you're going to get a confirmation, members access, you're going to get clear instructions. So basically, the system is set up that you are automatically given clear instructions of exactly how to set things up. You get instant access to the program. But I also recognize that not everyone is so techy, or what if something goes wrong? I want people to feel confident and know if there's any problem, write me and I will personally make sure that you're taken care of. Because the last thing anyone wants is to spend money and then, something's not working out on the technical front. So it's important that you make sure every detail is thought of and taken care of. I also want people to know, because this is truly important to me, you know what? If you're not satisfied, I'll give you your money back. Honestly, if you're not happy, it's not worth it. It's like, I want you to love the program. And so that's why I have the guarantee. I'm happy to say I've never had to give anyone their money back because everyone's been super happy with the program. But if that ever happened, I would rather give someone back their money than, feel bad about what they paid. I want people to feel like, whoa, that was like the best money spent. This was so worth it. I got so much more out of it than just learning how to build a retreat. That's what makes me happy. And that's when sales is really about giving, and sales is about service, and sales is about love when you're coming from that place. Then I have more testimonials of people that have been happy. Once again, I let people know how they can get the course. At the end, if someone's still reading at this point, I let them know, like, look, if you're still not sure, but you're still reading, which means you're on the fence, right? Because no one's going to waste their time. I let them know, look, this program is for you if. And I also let them know this program's not for you. If you're not willing to put in the work, you can't just buy this program and then expect to have a stellar retreat. You've got to do the work. I'm being honest. I'm letting people know. I'm also letting them know that I write the way I speak. So if you want something that's all grammatically correct, or you're going to get pissed off because there's a spelling mistake, no, don't get this program, because I can't guarantee there's no spelling mistake even though it's been edited several times. So I just want to be totally upfront and honest, and I let you know this program's not for you if these things are going to bother you. Next, I let them know, if you've read all of this and you still have any questions, like, I've gone out of my way to explain everything, but some people, they still want to make that personal connection. I've seen it a lot, and I know even from within myself, sometimes I just want to get that personal connection with the person I'm buying from to make sure that it really feels good. I let them know exactly how they can contact me. Once again, I end off with credibility, just reminding people, look, I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this since 2007. If you really want to know more about me, you can read more about me. Then I give them the option. If they're like, okay, I'm ready, let them have the option to buy again. And, I make sure that everything is super clear. So if you have terms and conditions, privacy policy, disclaimer, I let them know that if you buy the first class ticket, you have 3 months to use the session. So all those things, even in terms of lifetime access, I let people know for as long as the course stays on the market. But I let them know you can save and download everything. So you do have lifetime access, but I basically highly recommend you save and download the full program so that you have it for life on your computer. And so that's the anatomy of a sales page. The only thing I haven't done, which I talk about in the blog post, which you may want to do, is add in a Q&A. Now, I might add in a Q&A. I've been working this sales page for a while. So a Q&A, you're basically thinking about the common questions you get, objections, fears, and you put it into a Q&A. I feel like I've made things very clear within the sales copy, so I haven't done it yet, but I know that I can still add the Q&A. So for you at home, when you're writing your sales page, it's down below, right around here, who this program is and isn't for, that you'd want to put the Q&A. That would be a good time to do it. And you know what? That's the thing. Keep in mind that sales pages aren't black and white. You want to test it. If you put up a sales page and no one's buying, nothing's happening and you've done like outreach, you're telling people about it, etc., and no one's buying, I recommend you start to tweak. So you might want to tweak a new headline, or maybe you tweak the words you use. Maybe you have too much information or too little. So if things aren't working, even though this is like the basic template that I'm recommending, it's like recognize that sales pages take time and make that okay. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.